AIG has stopped its death spiral and stabilized insurance units, improving the company's ability to pay back taxpayers. For more on the story, we are joined by the reporter who broke it, Hugh Sun. Hugh, always glad to have you with us in the newsroom. So one surprising fact that's contributing to AIG's rebound is that customers have stuck around.
Right. I think the surprising thing that, more than a year after their bailout, a lot of their customers have stuck around. And I think one of the reasons for that is that, post-bailout, one of their pitches has got to be, who else do you know with a $100 billion U.S. Government credit line to their credit?
Is that the only reason?
Well, one of the other reasons is, risk managers for these large corporations buying insurance are probably a bit more sophisticated than are the consumers shopping around for an auto policy, and they're probably aware of the implications of the federal too big to fail backing.
Hugh, as you point out in your story that's available for people to read today, it's not just the numbers that give us a greater sense of where AIG may be going. You also talked to some people who have a big stake in the proceedings, the Pennsylvania Insurance Commissioner, for example.
Right. So one of the things that competitors are saying is that the reason why AIG is holding on to all their customers is because they're undercutting their own prices by 20 to 30%. That's an accusation. It's unfounded at this point. But Joel Arrio, the Pennsylvania Insurance Commissioner, is looking into that, examining that, and at the end of the spring, he's going to have a report on that.
And one thing, we may get more details, right? I mean, the company may report, we still don't know yet, results next week, right?
Right. And so, and on the top of that, it's actually supposed to be sort of an ugly quarter. They're going to have about $5 billion in charges related to paying down their credit line.
Hugh, I want to explore one other issue with you, though, which is that, as Deirdre said at the very beginning, it's in AIG's ability to pay back taxpayers may be improving, but that doesn't mean that we should start to look for the $182 billion to start pouring into government coffers anytime soon, correct?
Certainly that's the case. Even the Government Accountability Office has said that U.S. taxpayers are going to lose about $30 billion on AIG. So what our story merely says is that the company is going to survive. Whether or not they actually get to pay back taxpayers, they owe about $65 billion to the U.S. at this point, is far from certain.
CEO Bob Ben-Moshe obviously getting in trouble a little bit when he was first appointed, making some pretty blustery comments. Does he get credit for righting the ship? Even though taxpayers still take a loss, does he get credit for kind of steering the Titanic, as it were?
He certainly gets some of that credit. I think a lot of the credit also just has to do with the timing. The rebound in the credit markets, the improvement in asset values, and knowing that he probably saw that coming, and that was maybe one of the reasons why he took the job.
Do you think this will alleviate some of the pressure, perhaps, on people like Tim Geithner, who have been at the center of the storm over AIG and disclosure?
Certainly, if there seems to be a path to the U.S. getting their money back eventually, then one of the big criticisms of the bailout that it was a boondoggle for the big banks, that sort of goes away a little bit.
All right. Thanks very much, Hugh Sun. Bloomberg's reporter Hugh Sun with us here in the newsroom.